Hey, what's up, guys? It's Russo and Jordy with Backdoor Fantasy Sports, and we've got another prize picks video for you. We have an updated board now, so we have 6 fresh picks for you for today's slate. And if you've never tried prize picks, make sure you use our promo code and they'll double your first deposit up to $100. Regardless of what amount you put on, they'll just match it for you as long as you put that code in the box at sign up. And if you're new to our channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. We run 2 shows. This is our daily show where we have a filled out board. We also have a video that will be attached at the end of this video if you want to check out the picks from last night when we were just getting value plays when the board was first populating in our first look show. So yeah, that about covers everything. I just want to get right into these picks because we have some picks that could potentially be removed or moved pretty soon here. So to get us started, I'm going to be going with one of the plays I wanted for last night and it wasn't available. So I just went with his rebounds instead, but that's going to be Paul George for the Clippers. I like him to go over 9.5 rebounds and assists. So I'm going to take the over on this one. He's done this 9 out of his last 10 games. This was really the play yesterday. We got this out in our Discord. And then by the time we made the video, it was gone. So I would jump on this. It's a -120 to go over. He has been doing this, like we said, at 9 out of his last 10 games. And if we just look at over his last 5 games, if you know Paul George, he's going to be getting all the minutes. You know, he's not one of those guys that you're wondering about his usage. He's been very active, averaging 7.2 rebounds and 4 assists per game over the last 5. With the matchup we have against Golden State, they're allowing 7.3 rebounds and 4.8 assists a game to shooting guards. So the matchup looks good too. They actually allow a lot of points if you wanted to take a look at his PRA, but I just thought the line for the PRA was set a little too high, so not as consistent as this rebounds and assists. So we like that over. And my next pick is going to be Giannis Antetokounmpo for the Milwaukee Bucks. I like his assists to go over. It's only set at 5. We took this in his last game and he ended up pushing for us. And like I had said in that video, this feels like more of a safe play. I don't expect him to go crazy. He's not like going to be playing like Embiid out there, you know, and going for like 11 assists. But if you're looking for something that feels safe and feels like less likely to sell for you, he's done this 7 out of his last 10 games. And BetMGM has this juiced at -160 to go over 4.5. So their line's at 4.5. Prize Picks is giving it to us at 5. That's why I'm calling it a safe pick, because if we have a -160 odds to push at worst, I just, you know, I want to go with some safe plays. So I'm gonna go with Antetokounmpo to go over 5 assists tonight. And then my last play is going to be a full points, rebounds, assist play, and that's going to be Andrew Wiggins of the Warriors. And I like him to go over 22.5 PRA. Now, this is a little bit less consistent from the other 2. He hasn't done this a whole lot. I think he's done this like 4 times out of his last 10 games. But I really like the spike we see here against Sacramento. We've had some talk about like the similarities between when you're like, you know, getting into day trading and when you're looking at these prop plays. I just feel sort of a correlation there. If you look at like the spike he had against OKC, and then he had a little bit of a trending down, then he spiked up again. I'm kind of like in a lot of ways just looking at this as going all the way up to 42 PRA. What are the likelihoods that he's just going to drop all the way down half of what he did last game? Now, that's not the only reason I like the play. If we look at what he did in the last game, in just 36 minutes, he went for 29 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 assists. And he's been pretty active, staying in double-digit points regardless. But I also really like this matchup for him in the sense that the Clippers do have like pretty good defenders, But I also think that they're going to have to be worrying about Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. And I just think that he's going to end up being pretty active tonight. And coming off of a good game, I just like his odds to go over this. I think it's set pretty low compared to the rhythm he could be in from that last game against Sacramento. And this is a minus 120 to go over. So that's going to be my third pick, is 22.5 PRA for Andrew Wiggins. I'm going to take that for the over. And those are my three. What do you got for us, Jordy?
All right, so to get me started, I'm going to be looking at a three-pointer prop here. Most of the time when I see a three-point prop juiced, like anything over 1.5, I usually just like to go with the points. But in this situation, I do like the three-pointers over the points here. I'm going to be going with Max Strus for over 2.5 three-pointers made. I know it seems like a lot, but this dude is jacking up the second most threes a game in the league. That's what he's doing right now. If you look at his last games, he has been shooting on average 7 threes a game. There's times where he goes for 9 and 10 3-point attempts a game. So, that's just a ridiculous amount of volume that I think we can't ignore in this matchup. And he plays a little bit of like shooting guard and small forward, but he's listed as a small forward, so we're just going to take a look at that. If we look at what the Blazers are giving up, they're giving up about 3 3-pointers a game. Now it says they're the best ranked against small forwards, but I don't know how you get that when they're not stopping anybody from scoring. So I'm just going to kind of ignore that in this situation. I like him to hit this. I think this is pretty doable for him. Now, there is massive blowout potential in this game. This is a minus 140 to go over 2.5 threes. And I think that's because the game line set at 218 with an 11.5 point favorite to Cleveland. So there is some major blowout potential in this game. But if the Blazers can just keep this game competitive, which they've been doing a little bit of a better job at over the last couple games, I like him to go over this. That leads me into my next pick in the same game. I like DeAndre Ayton for over 25.5 PRA for the Portland Trail Blazers. He's been picking it back up. I feel like ever since he went off against Phoenix, Chauncey kind of pulled his head out of his rear and was like, okay, this guy is a massive dude. And if you look at his last 3 games here, really his last 5, he's gone over this in I think 3 out of his last 5 games. So he went off against Phoenix and had a very good start there, and then ever since then he's been averaging well over 30 minutes a game. So he's shooting pretty well too. He's shooting about 70%. So I think for him, if they can just keep this game competitive, I think he'll have no problem getting this done. If we look at what the Cavs are giving up to centers, you would think with their bigs that they're just shutting everything down. They're actually giving up 24 points and 16 rebounds a game still to centers. So I like his odds if they can keep this competitive to go over this. MGM has this as a minus 115 just because I think they don't want to get involved very much with this, but everyone else has it as a minus 137, like DK, Caesars. So they're all expecting, I think, if this game is competitive, that he'll get it. He's gone over it in 6 out of his last 10 games, even on his tight minute restriction he was on before. So I think he can go over this for us. Just keep in mind the blowout potential in this game because that could very well happen. And then for my last pick, we're obviously taking that for more. And then for my last pick, I'm going to be going with a points and rebounds prop for Bam Adebayo for the Miami Heat. And, this is set at 35.5. I like his PRA is set at 40.5. So it's just a little too high because there's some games where Bam just doesn't do any assisting. And with the way he's been scoring the ball and rebounding the ball, that's what I'm looking for right now. This is a minus 125 to go over. The game line is set at 238.5 with only a 2-point favorite to Miami. So this is going to be a crazy high scoring game. I think it'll be, it seems like any game Indiana's been involved in has been well over 230 point games. So if we look at what he's been doing this year, just look at the consistency in Bam's last 10 games. It's unbelievable. He's averaging 36 minutes, 24 points, 12 rebounds, and 5 assists. So it's like you can go with the PRA if you want. I just don't. There's games where he's had 1 assist, 2 assists, 3 assists. So I just don't like it as much as the points and rebounds because that's where his bread and butter is. And I think he could play maybe 40 minutes in this game if it stays competitive the whole time. This is a minus 125 to go over. He's gone over it in 7 out of his last 10 games. So it's just super juiced. I've been, going to Bam a lot this year, and he's been hitting a lot this year. So I'm just very comfortable with these 3 picks. Obviously, the first 2, there's that blowout potential like I was talking about. So just tread carefully with those. That's what I got.
All right. Yeah, that's the 6 we've got for you. Mix and match them however you'd like. Don't feel like you have to run a 6-man slip. Just, pick out your favorites and do your own research. Just make sure you feel comfortable before taking these. Don't just blindly take what we're telling you to take. But we do feel good about these. So we hope you guys have a good day and enjoy basketball tonight. And we'll catch you in the next video.
Good luck, guys.